Hello and welcome to Platformer, the show about the tech we use to work, play, and create. This week Warren will be looking into abandonware and review the Roku. But first, the news. Quantum teleportation has set a new record. Scientists in China have transmitted quantum bits, or qubits, over a record of 97 kilometers. That beats the last record by 6 times. What the experiment intended was to get closer to creating a global quantum network using satellites, saying it could revolutionize the communication system as we know it. And that's science. Amazon is pitching new sales packages for their Kindle Fire. The tablet has been Amazon's hottest product, and now they're trying to sell embedded ad space with a pretty little price tag of 600 grand. It's unclear whether they're going to update current Kindle Fires or whether they will have to roll out new ad-supported versions. The iPhone 5 is growing half an inch. Wall Street Journal first broke the news with Reuters speculating further on the 4-inch screen. Yes, the screen will allow more play space, but app developers are biting their nails, worried they will have to redesign programs to fit the new screen. The first private space mission has been aborted. The unmanned rocket was set to carry cargo up to the International Space Station, but when the meters read extreme high pressure, the launch was scrapped last minute. New parts were ordered and engineers worked throughout the night on Saturday to fix the problem. The next opening for launch is Tuesday, May 22nd. And now here's Warren explaining abandonware.
Computer games come and go very quickly. So fast that the new hotness lasts for a weekend and is soon replaced by something with bigger guns and more pixels. But look beyond the latest and greatest and go way back to the past. It's here you'll find the hidden treasure known as abandonware. There are thousands of forgotten games that no longer have a publisher or a machine to run on, but they do have a final resting place called the home of the underdogs. If you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you'll know at least a couple of these games. Everything from Infocom Classics to Sierra Online to Ace Ventura. Running these games takes a little work, like setting up an emulator, loading the game, and crossing your fingers. If you own a Mac, a lot of these games might not work, but then there's also the Macintosh Garden section of the site, where you can indulge in Apple nostalgia. But why play these old games when so much shiny goodness is available even on Facebook or your iPhone? Well, why not? Nostalgia is one thing, but often this is the only way to get genres like adventure games, especially text adventures, or old-timey Space Invader type shooters. Or stuff that's just so flat out weird they'll never make it again. So do yourself a favor and head to homeoftheunderdogs.net. You'll find games you never knew existed and a few that probably never should have. The Roku has finally arrived in Canada. As usual, the US is way ahead of the Great White North, but we finally have access to one of the best internet video boxes around. So what makes the Roku special? Let's start with size. The Roku is noticeably smaller than the Apple TV, but it's also more capable. You can plug it in directly to an Ethernet jack or use Wi-Fi, and it outputs via HDMI. There's also an SD slot for viewing pictures and other media. But the real killer, on the Roku XS at least, is the USB port, which allows you to hook up an external hard drive. The Roku also boasts many more channels of content than the Apple TV. Right now, those choices are somewhat limited in Canada compared to the US, though you can use popular internet channels like Revision 3 and Netflix. You can also set up private channels, which add viewing sources. This one, Mummybox, adds about 50 live streams to the Roku, including BBC World Service and Al Jazeera. Roku also features Angry Birds, which you can control on the XS with a motion sensor remote. You can get other games, but that'll cost you. If the Roku fails anywhere, it's the interface, which isn't as slick as the Apple TV. It also doesn't have a YouTube channel. But for $109, the XS opens up a world of content to Canadian cord cutters, and the company has promised more channels will roll out in the months to come. I've had the device for a month, and I love it. Highly recommended.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Platformer. Shoot us your comments and subscribe.